Hi, welcome back to Mayhem with Maverick. Today is Memorial Day. Hopefully everybody got their fingers and toes still. No additional DUIs on your driver's license because we all know somebody out there partied for 3 days, got drunk, and got in their car. Hopefully it wasn't you. Okay, so today we're going to talk about Memorial Day, Veterans Day, and Armed Forces Day and the differences between the three. So Memorial Day originally was Decoration Day, and it was created on May 5th, 1868 by General John Logan. He wanted to remember all the Union soldiers who had lost their lives during the Civil War. So the first time it was celebrated was May 30th, 1868. It was designated as a day to visit cemeteries and memorials, place flowers, have family gatherings, and parades to remember those they lost during the Civil War. In 1968, Congress passed the Uniform Monday Holiday Act. Yeah, mouthful, ain't it? Which renamed Decoration Day to Memorial Day, and it established it on the last Monday in May, creating a 3-day holiday for federal employees. This originally then took effect in 1971. So Memorial Day is about remembering those who have lost their lives serving this country. So then we go on to the second oldest, which is Veterans Day, which is originally Armistice Day. It was named after the commemoration of the end of hostilities during World War I with Germany, which occurred on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. So the first time they celebrated it was on November 11th, 1919. Now on May 13th, 1938, a congressional act was approved that made November 11th a legal holiday. A day dedicated to the cause of world peace and to be thereafter celebrated and known as Armistice Day. That's what the Congressional Act called for. But in 1945, a man named Raymond Weeks, a World War II veteran, had the idea to expand the holiday. Why are we just celebrating the World War I vets when we have all these World War II vets? He got the support of General Dwight D. Eisenhower. And on May 26, 1954, President Dwight D. Eisenhower signed the bill into law. And Congress amended that bill on June 1st, 1954, changing the holiday from Armistice Day to Veterans Day. In 1971, due to the Uniform Monday Holiday Act, sound familiar? Veterans Day was moved to the fourth Monday of October. But by 1978, the day was moved back to its original day, celebrating it on November 11th. Now, in 1982, Raymond Weeks was honored by President Reagan with the Presidential Citation Medal for being the driving force of that national holiday. And in the briefing, Elizabeth Dole determined that Weeks was the father of Veterans Day. So Veterans Day is when we celebrate people who have served in the military. All service members, all branches. Now we get to the youngest holiday, Armed Forces Day. So Armed Forces Day is when we celebrate those service members currently serving on active duty and reserve duty. On August 31st, 1949, the Secretary of Defense, Lewis Johnson, announced the creation of that day. Prior to this, the branches all had their own celebratory day. There was a Navy Day, there was an Army Day, there was a Marine Corps Day. They all had their own days. He wanted to combine them all into one day to show the unification of all the branches under the Department of Defense. So on May 20th, 1950, the country celebrated its first Armed Forces Day with the support of President Truman. Now, Armed Forces Day is celebrated the third Saturday in May, which was just recently, during the Armed Forces Week and Military Appreciation Month. That's right, all wrapped in one month. Now on May 15th, 2020, the newly created U.S. Space Force was honored for the first time during Armed Forces Day. So Armed Forces Day is when we celebrate all those men and women that are serving currently. So I needed to tell you guys this. Some of you, because you're my friends and my family, already knew these things. But a lot of people get confused on what's the difference. And most people really don't care because it's a 3-day weekend for them. But it's important to know the differences and where they came from because it's important to know your history. So Memorial Day wasn't always Memorial Day, You need to understand what Decoration Day was before we created Memorial Day. These are very important things that we all should know, and I needed to get it off my chest and tell you guys. So what I'm also going to do is I think that if you guys support of the military, which is a great thing, I know most of you are if you're watching this, if you want to do more to help service members, there are great organizations out there. You got Tunnel for Towers, you have Wounded Warrior, you have 22aday.org. There are great organizations out there that you can donate time, donate money, or help out veterans and family members of veterans that have passed. So if you really want to do something to help out the veteran community and your service members that are fighting for your freedom, those are some great organizations. You can always contact the Department of Veteran Affairs and ask if there's other organizations that you can donate to, because the VA can always use the help. That's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week.